They don't know. I miss up watching the man that don't know stuff and hear the voice, and this is Gather King 9 representing for DJ Shaka Double. Don't know so take it to the world, man. They don't know so glory to words and glory to song and glory to power. Glory to the everlasting life of iration. I miss kick it. A God bless time, you know. In the morning. Na 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 na. Give thanks for life. Shaka Double. Enough people no live to see this day. Give thanks for life. Remember to always pray on your way. Give thanks for life. DJ Shaka Double. Enough people no live to see this day. Give thanks for life. Shaka Double. Remember to always pray on your way. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Shaka Double playing, and the children are going to school, and the parents are going to work, yeah. Oh, what a beautiful morning, to feel the breeze is blowing, the blue saki and the kiskadi, the 6 o'clock bees, I heard her singing out, cause life is a greatest gift, Shaka Double bring to mankind. Some people still life hard. Shaka Double tell them so life hila. Yeah, give thanks and praise for the mighty rising. Don't give up, my brother. Don't give in, my sisters. Give thanks and praise every day. Shaka Double give thanks to life. As some people no live to see this day. Give thanks to life. DJ Shaka Double, remember to always pray on your way. Give thanks to life. Shaka Double, enough people no live to see this day. Give thanks to life. DJ Shaka Double, remember to always pray on your way. Oh, what a beautiful life I came and I've reached. Give thanks and praise for Shaka Double, jungle big tune. Yeah. The children, they are the future. Shaka Double, don't discriminate them. More life for the youths them. Shaka Double, give thanks and praise for the babe and the suckling, yeah. Just give life, so live life. Not take life, let's cherish life. Let's unite in at this time. Shaka Double, upon the fire. Just give life, so live life. Not take life, let's cherish life. Let's unite in at this time. When you see Shaka Double, tell them, say, give thanks to life. Enough people no live to see this day. Give thanks to life. DJ Shaka Double, remember to always pray on your way. Give thanks to life. Shaka Double, enough people no live to see this day. Give thanks to life. DJ Shaka Double, remember to always pray on your way. Oh, what a beautiful morning. The sun is shining, and the children are going to school, and the parents are going to work, yeah. Oh, what a beautiful morning to hear Shaka Double playing, the blue saki and the kiskadi, the 6 o'clock bees, I heard her singing out. Give thanks to life. Shaka Double, enough people no live to see this day. Give thanks to life. DJ Shaka Double, remember to always pray on your way. Give thanks to life. Shaka Double, enough people no live to see this day. I hear the voice. They don't know. I miss up watching the man that don't know stuff and hear the voice, and this is Gather King 9 representing for DJ Shaka Double. Don't know so take it to the world, man. They don't know so glory to words and glory to song and glory to power. Glory to the everlasting life of iration. I miss kick it. A God bless time, you know. In the morning. Na 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 na. Give thanks for life. Shaka Double. Enough people no live to see this day. Give thanks for life. Remember to always pray on your way. Give thanks for life. DJ Shaka Double, enough people no live to see this day. Give thanks to life. Shaka Double, remember to always pray on your way. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Shaka Double playing, and the children are going to school, and the parents are going to work, yeah. Oh, what a beautiful morning to feel the breeze is blowing, the blue saki and the kiskadi, the 6 o'clock bees, I heard her singing out, cause life is a greatest gift. Shaka Double bring to mankind. life, Isla. Yeah, give thanks and praise for the mighty rising. Don't give up, my brother. Don't give in, my sisters. Give thanks and praise every day. Shaka double, give thanks to life. As some people no live to see this day. Give thanks to life. DJ Shaka double, remember to always pray on your way. Give thanks to life. Shaka double, enough people no live to see this day. Give thanks to life. DJ Shaka double, remember to always pray on your way. Oh, what a beautiful life I came and I've reached. Give thanks and praise for Shaka double, jungle big tune. Yeah. The children, they are the future. Shaka double, don't discriminate them. More life for the youths them. Shaka double, give thanks and praise for the babe and the suckling, yeah. Just give life, so live life. Not take life, let's cherish life. Let's unite in at this time. Shaka double, upon the fire. Just give life, so live life. Not take life, let's cherish life. Let's unite in at this time when you see Shaka double. Tell them, say, give thanks to life. Cause enough people no live to see this day. Give thanks to life. DJ Shaka double, remember to always pray on your way. Give thanks to life. Shaka double, enough people no live to see this day. Give thanks to life. DJ Shaka double, remember to always pray on your way. Oh, what a beautiful morning. The sun is shining, and the children are going to school, and the parents are going to work, yeah. Oh, what a beautiful morning to hear Shaka double playing. The blue saki and the kiskadi, the 6 o'clock bees, I heard they singing out. Give thanks to life. Shaka double, enough people no live to see this day. Give thanks to life. DJ Shaka double, remember to always pray on your way. Give thanks to life. Shaka double, enough people no live to see this day. For you the voice.
Together, face the wet and dusty weather. My high rates has got to be so high, cause sometimes it's rough, real rough, another time it's tough, real tough. But I am planned to sit down with a puff. I've got to do something. Help has always been given to those who help themselves. In planning to be no stock upon your shelf. As faithful as I want to be, I've got to continue my work. Cause faith without work is death, and this I know. So got to get myself together. Face the wet and dusty weather. My high rates has got to be so high. Cause I am a man, that's who I am. My responsibility I give to no one. Give thanks, Father, you have made me able. Put enough food upon my family's table. Now all I've got to be is more creative. Cause they all depend upon me to live. Mama's still alive, I've got something to give. I've got brothers and sisters I really care for. So I've got to get myself together. Face the wet and dusty weather. My high race has got to be so high. Blessed is the child that has his own. Bless, 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 bless. So I ain't gonna plan Papa's execution just because him have a few million. Ain't gonna pray for mama to dead. Come here and the family fight over the house and the big fancy bed. I really gotta do better than that. Meditation has to be firm as a rock. Mine has to be ticking as a clock. To get them to keep the little that I've got. To get them to keep the little that I've got. Don't want to be Like Adi, who always talk about what him have and today can't give. Don't have nothing to give. And no one want me in them loafing business, you know. I've got to get myself together. Face the wet and dusty weather. My meditation has got to be so high. Cause sometimes it's rough, real rough. Another time it's real tough. But I am planned to sit down with the puff. Gotta do something. Help has always been given to those who help themselves. In planning on being no stock up on your shelf. Faithful as I wanna be, I've got to continue my work. Cause faith without work is dead, and this I know, so gotta get myself together. Face the wet and dusty weather. My high race has got to be so high, so high, so high. Yeah, I've got to get myself together and face the wet and dusty weather. My meditation has got to be so high, so high. Real rough another time, it's real tough. This youth never sit down.
Greetings, family. Greetings, blessed sunrise. I'll see no fanfare, smooth skin. We're going on. You understand, Mr. Quincy Roberts, the ambassador of Guyanese music and culture, no doubt about it. Blessed sunrise. Give thanks to the check-in. You understand what I'm showing you? Yo, I saw a flyer this morning. I don't know when it was put up, but my brother, Quincy Roberts, condolences to you and your family. You understand what I'm showing you? And any support that the man could give and them type of thing, you don't know it's a one press, just like man know. All right? But blessed love family, give thanks to the sunrise, give thanks to life. We're here once again, another day. What's today's date? Let me see here. So June the 13th, you understand, right? For reasoning uncensored with Delroy Rock, aka Shaka Double A. See, here's what we're going on this morning. So this morning, I don't know. For me, I'd say I'm gonna keep it a little light this morning. But I don't know, me light could be a little heavy for some people. You understand? Or it might just start light and then it get heavy. You know when you pick up something and let me say you got to walk a couple streets, couple block, right? And when you pick it up and force, it's like, all right, feel light and thing, and as you keep trotting by the second block, it's like, all right. By the third block, you're like, whoa, you start feeling it in your shoulder or certain little thing. You know what I'm saying? So it might get a little heavy, who knows? But I don't plan to make it too heavy. To start off the reasoning, I don't have a lot of video clips and stuff this morning. It's not the intention. I got one that we're going to go into at some point. But what occurred to me this morning was growing up and, you know, coming from Guyana as a culture. I tell you when I start move this thing, let's mash it up. All right, good. Here we go. So, as a small boy, growing up in Guyana, you know what I'm saying? There were races like, we had events like, you know, in school, you participate in certain events, especially when they have like what you call a sports day. And then we also took these games outside with us. But a lot of times it was during the school time and during school presence. And games such as that came to me this morning was like the 3-leg race, right? They tie 2 legs together. So they become one. And now you have 1 free leg and 1 leg tie up to the 3-leg race. Because the 2 legs come together make 1, right? And then we got the rice bag race. Where you got you're in a rice bag, you bring rice bag, what they call crocodile bag or whatever, and you jump in the bag, right? And then the spoon, the egg and the spoon. Today, they have you know, plastic eggs and so forth, which is a nice thing. in terms of, you know, recreating the game, getting it alive. And if you can't afford eggs, then why not be able to, you know, use an alternative, right? So, Classy B, my baby, blessed sunrise. I see you when you check in. So, as I thought about these games, something came to me that did not occur to me before, which was the aspect, you see the title on the screen, patience, right? And when, you know, phrases like take your time and do something, or if not, you have to come back and do it again. So it's a patience. It has to be applied when you're doing things for it to be done correctly. So one thing I realized about those games that we were taught is that, you know, in all those games, if you move too fast, too hasty, the key for those games is usually people who could be not necessarily slow, not fast, but as medium and as steady as possible, whether you're in the bag, whether you're holding the legs together, and so forth. It's usually a patience thing. Be patient with the steps because as soon as you start to move too fast and want to run, the egg gonna fall. Now, the thing about that game and the teaching of patience when you use an original egg, the way how we used to do it, is that when the egg fall, there is a confirmation that, you know, you have not passed that test. You understand? It's my guy gonna get another egg and come again. But when it breaks and it falls down, versus when the plastic one falls down and you can just pick it up and put it back in the spoon, I've seen a psychological difference. Maybe not too much of a difference, but it is one because there's a reality when something falls physically and has a reaction when it falls, right? So I was thinking about that because I'm the type of person in my life, patience had to be something that I practice and still have to try extremely hard, right, to exercise patience in certain situations or conditions, right? In particularly when we're talking about our destiny and our life and the things that we want to do. And, you know, I thought about that, these races and stuff, patience with myself in terms of what I wanted for myself and my destiny. And since I was a teenager, right, I used to run. So like track was one of my first focus. But I measure things by a reality scope. And so when I went to like international track meets where there were athletes now from different countries, different, you know, the islands, including all of that, then you get to understand what is the level of where you are on a global scale. You see, this is why people don't understand what's the importance of like an Olympics and stuff like that until you are able to really compete and rise to that level. Because you could be the man or the woman locally or in a certain geographical settings. But when you put different people from all over the world, you'll be surprised to see the blessings that you think you alone have that they have too. And so with track, I realized that all right, there's some other people buying for this thing a little bit more than me. So I scratch it off the list. Even though I was still, but I was realistic in my aim and my destiny. But music was always there. But I still, even though I was running since I was small, you know, they know how fast since I was small. But a skill that was cultivated, track was cultivated as a skill in school, in high school. And music was cultivated or started to be cultivated since elementary and really didn't formulate till high school. So with music now, that was something that I said, all right, well, this year, right? Ain't nobody, I ain't ramping with this. I don't have no fears, no second thoughts about my capabilities and being within that feeling realm. And you know what? I never talked about this before until I'm saying it right now. And one of the things that, like for me with running and sports, was like I felt like an exhibitionist somewhat. Um, you know, which is the same thing for entertainment, which is something that also troubled me in time. That's why I guess it's with patience. The entertainment is still there, but it's gonna come around now through a certain energy. Del Riley Rock Shaka Double. Before it wasn't Del Riley Rock, it was just Shaka Double. But Del Riley Rock has established himself because he was for us anyway, right? Through musical reasoning, so forth. Now extended platform reasoning, uncensored, so forth. Other platforms after dark. Shout out to Miss Sophia in Antigua, right? And watching these various skills within me that I was looking at as a destiny. Like, what are you here for? What's your purpose? So with music compared to track, at least like you see, track was a thing about really like a rat race for real. Where there's the ideology is about who coming in first and second and stuff, and that's cool because you're determining something. You know, you're dealing with velocity and gravity, and you're really just testing speed and something, right? But music and entertainment, I don't have to be coming in force, number one, or whatever the case might be, to sustain or hold my own lane and have respect and have an impact in music or in that realm. So I figured it was more better suited for me spiritually anyway, right? To indulge with the music and thing. But patience was a hard thing for me. Okay. Let me run a quick commercial. No. Let me talk a little bit. And let me share one of the reasons why too. Being young, being ambitious, and in this capitalistic society and certain things, which is a very realistic world, you don't only play with it, right? Because you need the dollars in your money for certain things, right? For everything, for almost everything. And you know, I was like, listen, so confident in my abilities, still is, that at an early age, once I made that decision about music, I was like, listen to me. By the time I'm 21, 22, I was a millionaire, you know. And I keep pushing that age. As I approach them now and say, what, Richard, all right, no stress, card this and up it. Pushing. I'm saying enough different things, pushing. And then finally, there's a concept that I came across through Buddhism, which I know it exists in the African concept still, but I was aware of it through Buddhist ideology. And it was about doing when you're not doing, being still, but still being productive. And so I meditated on that for a while. You understand? And what is being productive and being still? A lot of times, so pushing, I finally came to a point where it was like, you know what? I'm sitting down, burning a spliff and thing on my veranda. You know, far in this porch. And Jehovah Witness was passing by. And they give me a pamphlet. You know, he's doing thing. You know, I give me something, I take it. If there's anything I put it in the garbage, it's paper, recycle it, it's the art. It ain't going nowhere. But for some strange reason, when I looked on it, because of what I was meditating and thinking about at that time, that was the heading that was on the flyer, patience. And so I knew I had to exercise patience. And that's what I did. Let me run a commercial and then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about what happened after I run this patience. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome back. Y'all don't forget to share the live, you know. You understand? Because I know I don't say it too much times and all them things. So blessed love. God is always do the one, right? So patience. So as I adapt this principle now of doing nothing but doing something, you know, writing, started to write books, get certain movie scripts and things together in the process of not doing anything, but doing something. And so I was just there in the patience zone. And it took a while, many years to get to that point. Many, many, many years. To say, surrender. I surrender. You understand? And I said, well, to nature, I said, listen, you know what I'm saying? However you people want to address it. But I said to the forces of nature, I said, listen, if it's something for me, then y'all gonna let me know. Y'all gonna pull it and bring it to me. It kind of reminds me of like love. You know, the people say, well, I ain't going looking for love. You understand? Because I going looking for love in all the wrong places and all them kind of thing. Let love come and find you. You understand? So in that process of being patient, I get a phone call from a brethren, Jordan Blackamore. Jordan say, you're there in New York. And I'm going to this. But actually, he's in New York. And so I was living in Harlem prior to that. So he was aware of the fact that that's where I was, not knowing that I relocated now when I was in Brooklyn. So when he said, hey, wait there, man, uptown and thing, I said, nah, I'm there in Brooklyn. I'm moving Brooklyn now. What part of Brooklyn you there? I said, there in the 50s. You understand? East Flatbush. What? You know what happened? I was supposed to do an interview on this radio station today. Face Simon Perry, the air queen, blessed sunrise. Right? And I was supposed to do an interview on this radio station to this Guyanese radio station and thing. And I was even tied up and I wasn't even sure I was gonna make it. But you know what? Since you're in Brooklyn, I mean, sight you for a while. I gonna come down, do this radio show, me the link up. So I say, all right. She said, what you doing? I said, I about him. He said, man, meet me by the station, cause it's in there far from where you're there. So going to the station is what led to meeting Selector Porcy, the introduction now to Mr. Michael Diablo Luthers, the introduction to Talk the Tongue Radio, the beginning of something that started to happen, a connection. So the patience, it's something that came to me, a love that I'm looking for, searching for. You understand? I wish I did think about it like that before. I had a nice song for them. And that's how it came. So, you know, patience is a very important thing for us to have. And I can say that from first-hand experience. Right? So that's, I guess, my words of conversation and reasoning of shared wisdom this morning. Let me exercise some patience in whatever it is that we're dealing with. You understand? Because if you think about it, the rotation of the earth around the sun, because these things we take for granted when we just get up every day and they have us distracted by so many other things. Just imagine if your news and these things that were considered the public broadcasting network, the things that network and connect the people. You know, like a whole long time ago, before when these things came on, they used to have a principle where they might have played a national anthem and all these kind of things, right? And that's cool. But there's still an indoctrination in a certain level. But what happened if on the level when you rise up, that the first thing the news, people are used to doing this was just a global thing, wherever you were, that you gave thanks for the rising and the sun and so forth. And so people have this connection and a real thanks for life because it's an understanding, it's a conversation that is in the atmosphere daily. And when you do that, you find, say, listen, even the way that you conduct life, the respect that you have for nature, the respect you have for the water, the air, and all these different things, we couldn't really do it like that if we were getting up every day, giving admonition and respect to those things. And talking about that, you understand? Let me give thanks to life. And I just do a thing called a tree touch and the human physical temple. And this is why I want to do this point in time. I just want to do a quick little tree touch. But I got to make a disclaimer. Please do not touch yourself with a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times in certain places, because if you get distracted and caught up in doing other things, do not blame I for that. So, y'all ready? Let me go. 1. A day. Y'all day. 2. A day. Y'all day. 3. A day. Oreo. Y'all day. Let me give thanks for life. You understand? So now, let me get into my little one video. And this morning, I'm only going up to an hour. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibration. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to play a short little video. And it's from an individual in Guyana that has a social media platform. He's of East Indian descent, so of course there are indiscrepancies and whatever, and everybody get the silence, so it go. But I am just using this short little clip as a reference and an introduction. Y'all know how to go into how I want to reason about it. All right. So blessed love, blessed sunrise. There we go.
Greetings, class. In today's history lesson, we will examine the history of racial division in Guyana. The first thing you should know is that these two started it. Pay attention and you will find out how two words divided Guyana's two main ethnic groups. Those two words are Apan, Jat. It means black man for black man, coolie for coolie. The published version of this story is different from the one my grandfather told me. He said that Burnham and Jagan returned from an overseas trip, and Jagan uttered those words to a Jaganite while greeting him at the airport. Little did Jagan know Burnham understood Hindi. And from that day onwards, the relationship between Burnham and Jagan went sour, and the Burnhamites and Jaganites parted ways forever. The Burnhamites meaning Burnham and his black man supporters, and the Jaganites meaning Jagan and his Kuliman supporters. In order for you to fully understand Apan Jat, I need to take you all the way back to the 1950s, soon after the end of World War II, when the People's Progressive Party, or the PPP, was founded by Chedi Jagan. Chedi Jagan came from a poor rural background. His social background was of lower middle class East Indian. His father was a driver, an occupation that did not pay very well, but nevertheless, he sent his son Chedi to school in Georgetown and later to the United States to study dentistry at the Northwestern University near Chicago. While at Northwestern, Chedi Jagan met and married Janet Rosenberg, and the couple returned to British Guyana after the completion of Chedi's training in dentistry. Lyndon Forbes Burnham came from more of a middle-class background. He was the son of a school teacher and lived in the Georgetown area. He was able to go to London and acquire a degree in law. When Burnham joined the PPP, he became the party's chairman. Yes, I know it sounds odd, but Burnham was the chairman of the PPP. Moving on. Before elections in 1957, a schism developed within the PPP. Burnham was demanding absolute leadership of the party, which the Jagans were unwilling to grant. Two factions of the PPP emerged as what I earlier described as Burnhamites and Jaganites. You can guess by now what strategy was used to contest in the election. Yes, Apan Jat. When the elections were held, the Jaganites won political control of the parliament, and the Burnhamites took their faction out of the PPP and formed the People's National Congress, or the PNC. During 1961 to 1968, there was social and political turmoil, which further divided the nation by race. And in the 1964 elections, the PNC won 40% of the votes and joined forces with a party called the United Force to govern as a coalition. In the 1968 elections, the Burnhamites claimed the majority of the seats in parliament and was able to govern without the support of the United Force, and so they did. Burnham and the PNC were claiming higher and higher proportions of the votes. In the 1980 elections, the PNC claimed 77% of the votes and 41 seats in parliament, while the PPP got 10 seats and 2 seats went to the United Force. By now, it was clear that the Burnhamites were rigging the elections, since there were way more coolies than blacks. The Apan Jat ideology proliferated. Burnham then died while undergoing surgery in Cuba in 1980, and Desmond Hoyt took over. The PNC eventually lost control of the government, and the PPP reigned for 23 years until the PNC and friends took over again. And the bucket bend and the story end. Or is it? Do you think Apan Jat is still prevalent in our society? Be honest, do you think Granger loves coolie people? Comment below. Mudwater, boom out!
Hold up.
So obviously, just the ending of that, we know the political timing in the year that was, well, I get some more comments I didn't even see. Aries page, what's going on? Respect, blessed sunrise, you understand? Yeah, yes, 1980 or 85. All right, watch out. So, y'all heard the little clip. And especially coming to the end, like I said, you could tell there's a discrepancy and everybody have their own time and choice to be wherever it is, right? Miss Sophia, I see you checking in from Antigua. What's going on? Blessed sunrise. I did shout out before, but I see it didn't come in yet. You know the thing already. So blessed love to everybody who then the chat and everybody who's behind the scenes, just listening and so forth. Blessed sunrise. You understand? Blessed love. So a few things go on there, right? And there's a couple of things I want to touch on from that little short little clip. Because I was not really, I've heard the terminology before, but I was too young to and I wasn't in the state of meditation to meditate on it to the point where I was on a reasoning about it. But when I came across it again recently, when I saw this video, which is an old video, but still relevant, I said, hey, let me revisit this thing of Apan Jat. And black man for black man, coolie man for coolie man, and them kind of thing. Meaning, you for your own. You for your own and your own for you. Right? That's what I mean. And straight up, you know, let me get into first thing how he said his story. He said his story is what you heard from your grandfather. So it's not the version of what you're gonna hear in publications. First thing. So that's fine. So he's coming from a personal perspective. That's the first thing. Right? And then he said it's these two who started it. The racial division in Guyana. Well, let me say something. You can't start nothing that was already going on. The division was already there, right? Maybe not to the level of how it became, but it was there. Because if it wasn't there, how could it just evolve and come out of nothing? Right? So it was there. So that part is out the window too. They just happen to be caught up in that time and that atmosphere of that energy, and it's still relevant today. So even now. Second thing about the narrative was Chetty was poor, this one had money, Bonham had money, family, this and that, but yet still, Chetty still went outside and studied. And then, so your family still had the opportunity to do certain things. And as far as intellect, both of them were intelligent enough to know what they were doing. That's why they came together trying to do that. The thing that I think a lot of people is miss is that the Europeans, the colonizers, because this is the time when you're going for independence or you're there for your independent thing. The European model and system does not have a one party. It does not have a one party ruling, and there is no division within their country or within their ideology or within the people. They don't have it. So there was no way they were going to let that model come in independence and these man want for sure that they standing in oneness in this country. Nah. So the plan from the outside forces was to, here's what. This is it. So all these stories about who want to take over this and who fall out, no. The European influence was, this is the model. And y'all ain't coming independent, running some new model under one rulership and togetherness and them kind of thing. No, we's Democrat, Republican, etc., etc. All these alphabet letters, y'all better get one too. And come up with two alphabet and y'all start seeing y'all ABCs against one another. And that's how we go. Because we need no division to the point where there's polls and there's voting, because they have to introduce their system. If you have a one umbrella and there's no division, then what voting do you need? Only thing you're going to have is government that governs. And then when it's time to turn over thing, you devise a system of how to turn it over. So that was the obstacle that they met. Because it's like, this is a model, it's not a European model, and Europeans are not going to accept that model. This is why when they came to the Americas, they came together, made the speech and all them kind of thing because of America and so forth, and what they were trying to dictate about where Guyana going. It's the same. As much as you're independent or independent, what was it, the dictatorship, or how much is around those things? But the narrative, that's really the thing that I am usually concerned about, and you'll know this way it is for reasoning uncensored, at any kind of reasoning at that point. What is the ulterior narrative? What is the extract narrative? And it's definitely that model would not have worked under the colonial system. So that had to be implemented. So then here will come now, who rigged election? Now, don't that sound like something still familiar today? The rigging of things, right? Because we get a man in this place, and let me tell you something. That's what I'm saying. So much people are missing so much of the narrative, right? Because this is what the media does. They know, or this is just what the culture of these people do. They know that it takes an analytical mind and a patient mind And they know that they don't teach certain things in school. So information and news are usually very fragmented. But there are a lot of, almost everything that is happening is correlated. Miss Lovely will go in and see through the corner of my eye. Guy needs gem will go in and blessed sunrise. And what I'm talking about, for example, Trump got in court. They people think put that whatever. And I might play it back again. Right? Might. When Trump made his speech, and I was like, all right, this will be talking about. Because people want, powder puff and fluff up. So, and I mentioned this the other day, but I'm taking this in a different context today. He was making a speech at the NRA in Texas and speaking about the deal that he constructed with Mexico and a deal he constructed with France. In Mexico, he got whatever 28 or whatever thousand troops to go up on the border to monitor this and that free of charge. He didn't pay it because of how we negotiate certain deals. Same thing with France. He said, I had to get 25% on importation. He called you up, he said, listen, we can't do that. See, man, I said, no, this is how it's been. He said, no, we can't do that. He said, well, here's what. If you want to do them, we're going to put 100% of tax on you for a few more, whatever it is the top things for your country. Because, and this is what he's saying, because he said, no, I know y'all love your country. And there's a wonderful thing. I commend y'all for that. You're supposed to. He said, but I love me country. And I got to protect we own. You understand? So I got to make the best deal for we. So when they say asking if that principle is still alive in the video upon Jat and wherever in Guyana, it's all around the world. And let me go now, even a little step thing, because certain things are revealing for other layers. And I guess this is the part where people get the thing with Trump and certain things. For me, I like truthfulness. Just show me who you color is. I just know how to deal with you. I know what to expect and all them kind of thing. Just don't come like them out of banner pretending hand behind back and all kind of stuff, right? So when Trump said on this level of international, he got to look out for America. Because there's his own. This international. No, let me break it down and trickle it down. When it comes to national and domestic, where he is, and he's living here now. Now there's another dynamic. So who's his own? Because the means that also now when it comes domestic, internationally, yes, I can do this for the country, but when it comes down to nationally, now I'm applying the same principles that I'm applying there, but on a different level because I'm looking out for my own. And who's going to be your own? You know who is the own? So this is why when you hear something, and then when some people get into power in Guyana and this and that, like was mentioned 3 years, one political house ruling and all them kind of thing. And you understand? Could never be no balance, right? So what is going to be the approach to finding solutions? We will see, but it definitely will not be under a divisive system that forces you to make a decision between you and your brother man and your sister man. It's nonsense. But once again, it's the same thing that the reason why it's accepted because it's also taught. If you don't pick it up, like I say, the layers of even when it comes down to the biblical context and the spirit, the religious, I won't even say spiritual, even from the Islamic point of view, too, right? The dominant ones, let me talk about them ones. Because they're the ones that say This is it, and there's nothing else. It's a separatist. That's why when people are talking, they say about racism, I don't adhere to the word racism. As I became a little wiser and more able to analyze things in a certain way, racism is just a word that was introduced to kind of explain the temperature of your emotions. You understand? Oh, he's a racist. He said, oh, he said that. What is the actions besides, oh, the person do this? And separatism is the first thing that leads to racism. So I ask you, how much of we just live together in the same community? Let me say if you're in, wherever you're there, if you're in Guyana, certain other countries don't have, like I was talking to me, so if you don't in Antigua, they don't have that racial disparity of, let's say, it's Indians and the African descendants and so forth. It's majority African descendants and a lot of other places like that too. But for the places like New York, America, England, so forth, and other places that have a certain dynamics, where's the balance for these things? Anyway, let me do something. Let me play one of my tune. And Dali off the screen for a little bit. Blessed love, everyone. Give thanks. You understand? For all those who checking in. You know what happened today? I'm gonna make today, for the last couple of minutes that I'm on, in the comment day, in the comment. From this moment, it's gonna be in the comment moment. So anybody who have anything to say in pertainance to the conversation about looking out for your own, because this is the thing, we are the only people that still, that's what I'm saying, because we still beg instead of putting knee, and we want come, let me come together, no, this and everybody like, hey, wait, go up and wait. You know, like when you carry a churn them out or something and you're there in the park and there's another family too and certain stuff, and then you churn them one for going like sit down and they cheer or sit down with them. So you're like, no, come here, or whatever, and certain stuff. For certain levels, the same thing. And if we don't understand that, because upon that, ain't nothing wrong with it. The difference is that if when you're in the position of what we call governing, because now rulership, you're governing, if you are going to bring, because for your own don't mean that you ain't care about nobody else, or you don't even have the equal of everybody else, but it's because this is where you live, this is where the lineage of your ancestors are, your ancestors, you understand, your children, the safety of your family and so forth, you extended. So your main concern should be, of course, obviously is there, because you're living on the other side, because there's a separate thing going on, right? It's already all emotions. Are right to be better than another one, or there's all right for there to be a separation and division. It's already included. By these times and this and that. You understand? And then gen is still another prefix for generation, and to generate and all them kind of thing, genes and all them kind of thing. But there's a different kind of time for science and talking. But this is the strategies that is used. You understand? The Israelites against the Egyptians in the Bible. Look what it is. This one and that one is beer war in the book. All about this side over this side and who promised land. Imagine said it's a something, but did God the promised land? Yo, what kind of, listen to me. There was a time when these nonsense could fly. And I know there were even many souls that knew it and see it the same way I see others do. But we didn't have this thing called, the internet and a connection that could gravitate to certain awareness that could even become a collective awareness. You know, this is the thing that they fear the most. This is why it's the most governed, right? At one point in time, oil, steel, pharmacy, and certain things were what you call gold, because gold started it, was the standard of what to reach for economic wealth. Today, one of the main thing for reach is data. Data. So the game and the way how things are structured, yes. I'm out here and I'm surviving. This what we got to do. I'm here. But what I do know is this, and I can start to wrap it up. Because I ain't see no comment coming. What I do know is this. You know, they say you come in this life for a reason and a purpose. But the way that the Europeans start, that's what I'm saying, the politics, the way the government, how they just do their thing. They even separate the physical from the spiritual. In the sense of, you have to wait and somebody to justify your ability to exist in the spiritual realm after the physical realm. So this is why I love Ifo, and I love African tradition, especially coming from the ideology and the perspective of how we saw life and creation. The view is always through nature, first and foremost. When you really take an abstract look back, you could see that a lot of these things that are presented, they're grafted from the mentality of a man that is by himself, individually looking at only dealing with what man wants for construct to benefit yourself, but not taking into consideration the environment and the nature based on all these things that you're thinking that you want to do just for yourself. And that is the approach of the European and all the other ones there. You understand? Even the Islamic perspective, right? So how do we center ourselves with these things, right? So much pulling you here, pulling you there. So in closing here as well, once I became familiar with certain things in Ifo, it even became more clear to me about my understanding in this life. And I was able to relax and breathe easier in the continuation of my days while I'm here. Why is that? The understanding. You see how there's an art? And like how in the Bible, they say, oh, in my father's there's many mansions and all them kind of things. You know, talking in parables and all kind of stupidness instead of telling people straight up business. But anyway, let me target from the African perspective now. Oh, you have the art. And people is like, wow, this is a place to be. Magical, how does it exist? We're floating in the air. We're going around objects. There are many other objects and this and that. If you think about it, because I see we're trained not to even go into that. That's irrelevant. How you exist is irrelevant because it's taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Man, I didn't even think about them things. It's everything. So within the Ifo perspective in particular, and I want to say from an African tradition perspective too, the way how we have the art and you're born here, there's a spiritual world parallel that would you consider like just like the art. So you don't come from nothing in this plane. That's why you don't need nobody to validate you for where you're going. There's a trick or coming back to tell you where they're taking you to go. The same way how like you were born and you came into life and there were tears of joy and stuff like that. When you left from the spiritual world and came from the family and so forth there, just because it's just like here, it's a parallel world with spiritual. Why else would be existing like this and do not and have families? And if it's not to be for another part and the other time, that's to say, be care of your actions and the type of judgment and all these things. But it's the understanding, right? So it's the same parallel on that side. So even when you were leaving to be born on the spiritual world, they were crying sad. There was a sadness on that side. Look how the science and the balance. When you were leaving from the spirit cards, it's just like they say, if you can look and think, oh, they get continents plans. Just try to imagine how you want to imagine it, but in a spiritual context. It's there. Just think of if the earth is there, there's another mirroring planet you don't see that reflects the earth. The same way, but it's spiritual. It doesn't contain the flesh. But we exist in fact, we go back. So when you're leaving, there's a crying, oh gosh, and then because also they know you're going into a rough challenge. Because how many of us come down here and go through some serious thing, from violent deaths and all kind of thing, and whether we live, whether, you know what I'm saying, go through certain abuses and get and certain experiences, even if you didn't experience what you heard about or read about or certain things. When I used to work in a psychiatric facility for children, there were things that were in those files that you would not believe that human beings are capable of even doing this to children. Right? So they already knew, even when you're manifesting, coming here, that this is a rough road too. So there's a cry and a tear for your left there. But then when you come into the physical world, and then the family is the same family on this side, you're reflected in other fragments. And they receive you on this side, it's cries and tears of joy. And then when now it's time to go back home where you came from, it's sadness and crying here. And then when you come back to the spiritual realm, it's, oh, you're back. Even if you had a terrible car, when you come back, even from a terrible trip, it's like, whoa, at least now you could come back and the experiences this stuff. Welcome back, my son, my daughter, wherever. Go up on this side. You'll find out that certain people that you met in this life, that, oh, we were talking about attraction and certain stuff, and thing on my last podcast as friends, you meet certain people and they say, you know what, we can maintain this friendship as a bond and we ain't going to do no sexual this and that. And then you come back and when you reach the next side, you find, oh, shoot, this was my sister. And this is why this thing happened. And it was a test that if you only come down to see if I was going to break the taboo that I say I was going to break. And all them kind of thing from the spiritual realm. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Understand about us in a perspective to understand. Instead, we're living with high blood pressure, this thing, want everybody getting me going on for the wrongdoings and this and that. Man, listen to me. Do what you got for doing certain thing. Because on the other side is the same balance of justification. It's not a condemnation. You recycle just like that, like weather, like seasons. Why would the earth go sail around the sun? And why would we be here for billions of years and all kind of thing would it say, and don't know how many other years still to come for no reason? Just to be existing, spinning for no reason? But it's the way that we're educated, the way that we're taught, the way that we're informed. And it's coming from a European perspective. It's all up in everything. So it's like to even get into your own mind, you become an alien within their system because it's something foreign to them. And this is why I'm saying there is no, for me, I just live and listen, love is not guaranteed in certain things. Survival is the only thing that's guaranteed that you have to do as a human being, is survive. It's the only thing that you is required to do. Because nothing else is going to be given to you. You understand what I'm saying? If anything else come into your life in certain circles, it come. But survival is it. And so therefore, there is nothing that, give thanks to them on what they did. And, I was listening to Eddie Grant's song last night, Electric Avenue. And it was something that I've always talked about. But he put it in a song in such a nice way, in a short line that was like, bam! And I've got to paraphrase because I can't remember the exact lyrics. But he said something about who's to be blamed for like the confusion or whatever. You can't find them or whatever. Why they can't solve it? The thought the situation is about numbers. So let me explain what he said, because I'm not phrasing I'm not saying the whole thing completely. So let me explain what he was kind of talking about in my way. Right? Simple song. Very, very simple song. Y'all know how it go. As catch up in my thoughts and trying to figure out what is the correct I'm going to go up on this point. Economics is a mathematics thing. The current economical system that we have belongs to the European. It's not yours. We even created it for them on a certain level. Help them to see the clear picture of it by being enslaved to produce products that turned into economics for a system that they were creating to build up. That's why they say the economical wealth and so forth of America and Europe is built on the backs of the Africans. Because it's their economical system. So if you have poverty, people get all these kind of things they're suffering from due to your economical system that you're created, then your math is off. You're a terrible mathematician. Y'all should retire from the game of maths and study me even when you're teaching in school. It's stupidness. This is why when I play the clip by Terrence Howard and certain people say yesterday, oh, they didn't know this is the actor and so forth, a man could come forward and say certain things, even like I, a normal individual. We're African descendants. It's natural in our DNA to understand these things once we get into a certain frequency. It's maths. Because you would tell the average person or child or something, if you give them a certain amount of money, they didn't govern the money and spend it properly. They'd be like, you didn't know how to spend the money. Because the maths, they didn't know how to, so they are not good mathematicians. And this is why they probably now have a problem with China, how China is able to even rise from the scene and do certain things within their economical game. Because the Chinese, them display wonderful maths. You understand? So when you understand the mathematics, then you should be able, that's why when they say, oh, China do a thing, they bring a law. Nobody can have no more than 2 children or certain thing or whatever. If they calculated the mathematics and certain thing, what do you want them to do? Mash up the whole place? Go into a state of nothing and then all the while they were already seeing where it was going. Saw the projection, now was like, oh gosh, no, we there, this look where we did that. And no. So why not? Like the little tear, like the little men, stitch it up and pan it before turn it a big hole and the whole thing just drop off and all of them. You understand? And y'all got to pardon me because I don't have a big monitor screen where I'm seeing all the comments and all that. I got to look to the side on my phone and then come back and all that stuff. So I got to stay focused, but it's a blessed love. You understand? So as an African descendant, they're very, very serious. Well, I know if them freeze me or we're going on, it look like I get freeze up. So that just means that that's the time. Obviously, y'all could probably hear my voice, but the screen will be stuck. I'm going to close from the live once I'm able to restart and come back in, but I will not continue. So blessed love, blessed sunrise, and we're going to reason tomorrow, give thanks for life. And, you know what I mean? With faith and hope, we will move forward and see each other in a new light. Blessed love and guidance, and y'all going out and coming in and for your journeys today. All right, family, it's the thing go. Let me do what I got to do so this thing could get on the way.